I wonder if they'll like the way I parted my hair. Oh, hello. Sorry, I didn't see you approaching. Please forgive my rudeness. Please, there's no need for you to apologize as well. Thank you for taking the time to humor my request and meet me today. I know there was no need to meet before our wedding day. But I figured it would be best if we got to know each other a little before our wedding. It would not bode well for our marriage if I were to say something or do something that would offend you or your family. I wish for us to have a happy, fruitful marriage, and want to make sure I put every effort into making it a reality. It is the least I can do for you. I do owe you. You likely don't remember, given we were so young. The incident likely didn't have a great impact on you as it did me. When we were little, you saved me. Yes, if you hadn't appeared when you did, I would have been seriously injured. It's all right. Like I said, I didn't think you'd remember. You continued to be the kind of person as you were back then. I can see that. Yes, you still are. You likely just viewed the incident as one small act of kindness among an ocean of good favors. Though, if you would like to remember, I can always show you where it happened. That might jog your memory. Well, I could always jog your memory, yes, but a selfish part of me is hoping you'll remember on your own. It would feel special if you did. Would you be willing to play along with me? Indulge in your fiance's silly game? Thank you. Oh no, you don't have to hail a taxi. It's barely a few minutes' walk from here. Is that all right? Thank you. Please, follow me. We're not locals these days. However, my mother, father, brother, and I used to live in this village. My father was the second son born on the main branch of our clan, so there was no reason for him to stay within the main house. After he and my mother were wed, they decided to move here. As it was an in-between point of two of my great-grandfathers, now my father's loan officers. Partly a business decision, yes. But I can only tell you under the presumption it will be kept a secret between future spouses. Our first secret, if you will. My father is an illegitimate son. My great-grandfather gave my grandmother some money to support her and my infantinal father on the proviso that she move as far away as possible. So my grandfather, my father's father, would have no issue with his marriage, and they chose the town next to this one. I've realized how darkly ironic this is, talking about my grandfather's misdeeds with my own future spouse. You aren't hiding a secret partner and child, are you? Good. I'd rather not experience the sins of the past. It would make things awkward. As I said, after my father wed, my grandmother passed soon after. And so he chose to move to this town with his wife, to be close to her family to support my marital grandparents. And then came my brother and I. The business decision part was so he would always be on my great-grandfather's radar. Although he was a man of great health, it appeared that my grandfather and my half-uncle, the heir to the clan, were not so fortunate. A few years ago, they were both struck with the same illness. Unfortunately, not even doctors could deduce what it was, and their souls passed on to the next life in a matter of days. Please don't be too alarmed. No one else in our family has experienced such a thing. No such issues will occur with me or any children we have. Because of their passing, and my father's work to keep himself known to our clan, my great-grandfather contacted him, and soon my father was the heir. And now, after my great-grandfather's passing last year, may his soul rest in peace in eternal paradise, my father is now head of the clan, the estranged second son that none of the older staff are allowed to mention didn't seem to be born after the original clan heir. It's a little silly, but the story keeps the matter simple. But that was why we had to move. My father couldn't be head of the clan when we were so far away. So, once my great-grandfather contacted him, we packed up and were on the move basically overnight. That was 2 weeks after you saved me. My body became ill after the incident, and when I'd finally recovered enough to leave the hospital and seek you out to thank you, we were summoned. Forgive me if this sounds a bit much, but I haven't been able to get you out of my mind ever since that day. That's why, when my father gave me a list of prospective partners, I was practically jumping with joy when I saw your name among them. Would it alarm you to know I had him send out an offer of marriage within the hour? I'm glad you find it sweet. Being engaged to my childhood savior and knowing you're happy as well makes all the wait to see you again worth it. Here we are. Yes, this is where you saved me. Here, on the edge of town, right by the woods. Is it coming back to you yet? No. That's a shame. Since this isn't enough to jog your memory, I'll explain it to you. My apologies for making you wait this long. Back then, there was a group of kids who always liked to torment me. They used to chase me around, yelling and screaming at me, trying to grab my ears and yank me this way and that. Thinking back, it was simple cruelty, the kind children can't help at their age, where it's more bothersome than painful. But that didn't mean it didn't hurt my feelings. Not that they would have been able to realize that. Barring one, amongst the kids was someone who would always take things too far, yank too hard, scream too loud. They even got hold of a match one time and tried to set me alight. It was horrible. To this day, even if they were young, I know I will never forgive them. The day you saved me, they were chasing me with a stick. Like that large one over there, long and thick. It meant even as I ran, they were able to hit me hard. Fortunately, just as I was about to collapse from the pain, you appeared. You were so heroic. The sun was hitting you in a way that made you shine like an angel. And your voice was so firm and powerful, I couldn't even think to take advantage of your appearance and run away. If love at first sight is real, I'm sure that moment was it. Truly, thank you for your kindness. Don't apologize. You weren't the one who harmed me. Life was hard for me up until then. But since you appeared, every moment has been filled with joy knowing I exist in the same world that you do. The way you scolded them still brings a smile to my face. The annoyed expression that they wore when they realized you had stopped their fun. Oh, it makes me laugh just remembering it. My apologies. I realize that sounds a little sadistic. I can't help it. As I said, I truly loathe them. Every time I look in the mirror, I can't help but be satisfied with how much I know they're suffering inside. Though you are ultimately the one that stopped them, doesn't mean I didn't try to defend myself. Before the chase started, I bit them. They had already been yanking my fur, and I'd frankly had enough. That was what compelled them to pick up the stick and start hurting me further. So initially, I'd thought I'd made a terrible mistake. However, with my saliva in their blood, it provided the perfect point of entry to suppress their spirit and claim their body as my own. Now, I have a human body to wed you with. Yes, surely you must remember now. I suppose the confusion must come from thinking this face was the one worn by the victim, when in reality, this was the face of the aggressor. You saved me from the true owner of this body, remember? You saved me when I was still a fox. Yes, a fox, though not a common one. The blood in my veins is directly connected to the Yandere, the god of foxes, which is why I was able to achieve such a feat despite not being a kitsune. I know this is likely a surprise, but you took the secret of my human host's family so well, I thought you would be able to accept this secret too. Is it too much? This boy's spirit? I suppose by now it would be considered a man's spirit. Not that that's relevant. He's not dead. In order to kill his spirit, I would have to kill his body. And if I were to kill his body, I would not have a suitable host to marry you. When I told you I suppressed his spirit, I meant that literally. Against the spirit of one directly descended from the gods, an average human has no choice but to cower before it. I used that natural fear to push his spirit into the equivalent of a corner inside their body and placed my own spirit inside this place. He isn't dead, and he's still very much conscious. Though spirits can't talk, his fluctuates from time to time as he observes me living. So I've come to know what kind of person he is quite well. I even let his spirit surface from time to time when we're alone. Since the last time I let him surface in front of another, he tried to tell someone, and caused quite a messy situation. Considering what he did to me, I think it's quite generous, no? I'm not surprised someone as noble as you would consider it injustice. However, to a person like him, I promise you, it's a better life than he deserves. Would you like to meet him and see for yourself? Of course, I've already revealed the truth to you. I see no point in hiding anything else. I'll let him out, and you can judge for yourself whether or not I'm doing is too much. I should warn you, it probably won't be for too long. He's an incredibly unpleasant person, so I'll have to switch back the moment he inevitably goes too far, which wouldn't take too long at all. I'll see you in but a moment. What the hell are you doing? Trying to play house with a fox? I can see on your face you're considering it. It's so fucked up. Whatever that fox is, you can't trust them. Can't you see? It killed my... Please don't worry about me. When I switch back so suddenly, it means there's a brief moment where the body has no spirit guiding it, causing it to collapse like this. It wasn't much of a fall, so my legs and knees are fine. My only concern is the state of my clothes. I hope my appearance doesn't ruin your perception of me. What he was going to say? He was going to accuse me of killing his relatives. I understand that my being a fox possessing a human would make you worry that I have power, but I can assure you I don't. Furthermore, though It is certainly nice to have a host body that belongs to a prestigious and well-off family. My only reason for taking control of his body was to reunite with you. Even if I could do such a thing, there was no reason for me to. Also, him calling me a fox and it... Ignore his choices of words. I'm far more than that. Technically, I'm far more than even a human. But don't worry about his implications. And I certainly will be the perfect husband for you. I will cook your favorite meals fresh every day, ensure our home is spotless at every moment, and bless our union with as many children as you desire, regardless of biology, age, or any other factors. I can make your desires come true as a fox spirit. All as my thanks to you for your kindness. I am truly indebted to you, and I intend to pay off that debt for as long as I can. Though, if you would be faithful to me through it all, I would appreciate that too. Not that I think you'd be the kind to betray anyone in the first place. I swear to you, you will never find a better husband than I. So, what flowers would you like at our wedding?